Hey, you guys, it's day 23 update, and we have a week left of NaNoWriMo. I'm sitting at 16,000 words, so I still need 34,000 words to win Nano. And so today I'm going to decide whether or not I'm going to try to hit that or if I'm going to set a lower goal. So today's going to be a bit of a chatty vlog. Let's talk about it. Okay, so to be totally honest, I'm posting this as my day 23 update, but I'm sitting here on the morning of the 24th recording this because on day 23, I took a complete rest day, did not pick up my camera one time. I spent all day with the kids. I spent all day cleaning, organizing, resting, just having a good time. I took all those Pinterest boards that I had set up or deleted on my Pinterest, and I had my iPad on the couch watching movies with the kids and stuff. And I started daydreaming about the future, which is something that gives me so much energy, and I feel so much better and so much more rested. I slept 10 hours last night, and it was so glorious. It was so much fun. So I now have woken up totally rejuvenated from a few days of rest. And now I am sitting here thinking, okay, 1 week, we have exactly 7 days. Do I want to try to hit that 50,000 word goal? So there's a few things that I take into consideration when I'm trying to decide whether or not I'm going to push myself toward a goal. Because now, if you guys saw last year's NaNoWriMo Diaries, it was not Nano that was pushing me toward a certain goal. It was a pre-order deadline. And so something I have learned the hard way over the last year of my life is that hard of an external deadline, that pre-order deadline, is not something that is good for my mental health right now. That was a disaster for me. I missed 2 pre-orders over the past year. And not only did I have fans that were mad at me about it, but I also was super upset with myself, and it was destructive to my mental health. So this is not that kind of thing. That was a difficult lesson to learn, but I'm grateful every day for that lesson because it helps me to see the difference between pushing myself because I'm afraid of what other people think, or because I'm afraid that I'm going to fail, or that I'm not going to be able to maintain my career or anything else, those external fears. Am I pushing myself because I'm terrified of what will happen if I don't push harder? Or am I pushing myself because it's really fun to go after a goal? I am learning this on an intimate level over the past year. And so NaNoWriMo itself, I have done 14, 15 times now, and I've only won like 50,000 words, maybe half of the times that I've done NaNoWriMo. And it really doesn't matter. The joy of winning NaNoWriMo, like you do get some winner's perks, like 50% off Scrivener sometimes, or like a little badge, whatever. And it feels awesome. And everybody who wins should definitely celebrate it. But if you don't win NaNoWriMo, you still are a winner because you wrote words, you got to participate in the community. Hopefully you made some friends, you had a good time. So it's like, there is no loser in NaNoWriMo. There's no failing NaNoWriMo. It's all good, whether you write 5,000 words or you write 100,000 words. So that kind of pressure is not there for me right now. And without a pre-order deadline, I definitely don't feel that kind of pressure. But obviously, we have been going through a lot, and we're done moving, though, for the rest of this month. We don't move again until early December, and then we're moving into a place that we're going to be for 3 months, which kind of gives me some peace that I haven't had in a little while. So I'm feeling that restfulness, too, of knowing that we're going to be settled for an extended period of time. So the things that I'm taking into consideration as I start to think about whether or not to go for this goal. The first thing is, how does it feel? And this is something that I always do when I'm doing my HB90 goals, or when I, like quarterly goals, yearly goals, or I'm trying to hit a milestone in my career, is I just sit with it for a little bit and I think, okay, here's the work. I can imagine myself going through the steps that it's going to take for me to hit that goal, or, becoming and stepping into that person that I need to be to hit that goal. How does that feel? And if it feels like oh no, I can't do this. I just want to cry. It's too much pressure. It's too hard, which is how I felt last year during Nano. Then it may not be the right thing for me. It may not be the right way to go about hitting this goal because it feels bad. It feels hard. It feels like a lot of pressure. But if I think through the steps that it'll take me to get to that goal, and I think, okay, this could be really fun. I can see the benefit of it. This is going to feel really good. Start getting excited about putting the numbers down and plotting things out and planning. If I start to get excited, then okay, this is worth pursuing. This is worth looking into. And that's exactly how I feel about this. Like, this month has been a bit of a struggle, not because of the words necessarily, but because I came into Nano feeling like I didn't have enough of the plot in, that I was disappointed in not being able to go as fast as I wanted. The moves were a little bit more difficult than I expected this late in the game after being on the road for 3 months. So there were kind of, outside obstacles. But now that we're settled a little bit, it's like, okay, 34,000 words in a week is not easy, but I have done it before. I tend to be more of a binge writer than someone who writes 1,000 words every day. And the majority of my 27 novels that I've written have been written in chunks of 20,000 words in a week or 40,000 words over the course of a week and a half. So this is kind of my wheelhouse. It's just a matter of, do I have enough plot to do it? I don't know. But I think I can do it. So I started playing around with the numbers. I have my calculator over here on my iPad. I have my Erin Condren planner over here, and I started looking at the numbers because so the first thing is, how does it feel? The second thing I started looking at is it reasonable? Is it at all reasonable to hope that I could do this, or am I going to have to push myself beyond what is healthy? Because like I said, this year has been a masterclass in mental health, taking care of my mental health, because I notice and I have taken myself to some unhealthy limits and had to pull myself back from that edge a few times. And so now I'm becoming more mindful about where I'm crossing that line and how to pull myself back from it. Like, these last 3 days of rest have been exactly what I needed. And so I think I'm getting better at identifying those harsh lines for myself and hopefully pulling back from them a little bit when I go too far. So 7 days, if I wrote an equal amount of words every day, I would need 4,857. And I know to do that, I would need to be writing at least 7 to 8 sprints a day, which is 4 hours of writing a day, which is possible. I could do that. But I also really, really love the opportunity to go out to a hotel and to write, kind of just immerse myself in a world and write 10 to 15,000 words in a night. I have so much fun when I'm doing that, as long as I'm in the right mindset. And there's not, last year, I think I did 2 or 3 hotel nights, right? I can't remember exactly, but last year during Nano, I did at least 2, maybe 3 hotel nights. And then I did some earlier this year when I was trying to hit my deadline for my Shadow Demon Saga. And it was hard because even though I enjoyed parts of being in the hotel, there was so much external pressure that it became it was all about the pressure rather than about the fun of telling the story. So I feel like this is a chance for me to recapture some of that fun of, I'm just going to go and I'm going to have my scene cards ready to go. And I'm just going to write as many words as come out. And if it's 5,000 words, I'm happy with that. And if it's 15,000 words, I'll be ecstatic with that. But just to go and have that opportunity to write at a hotel without that external pressure of, I'm going to miss this deadline and everyone's going to be mad at me. So that is just the honest truth right there. So what I started thinking about was, how many words, if I had a good hotel night, but not the best of my life, how many words would I write? And I think that would be probably around 14,000 words would kind of be an amazing hotel night, 12 to 14,000. But it wouldn't be the best I'd ever done, but it wouldn't be the worst I ever did. So I decided, let's set that goal at 14,000 words. And then let's say on the 30th, I am not writing any words because it'll be that night. So the plan that I have come up with, if I decide to do this, is to write 4,000 words today, tomorrow, and so on every single day, which will get me up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll get me 20,000 words and it'll take me to 36,000 words total. Then on the 29th, just before the end of Nano, I go out for a hotel night. and I just stay up and write as late as I want and try to hit 14,000 words, try to hit that 50,000 word mark. And if I get even close, come home, sleep, and then before midnight on the 30th, I still might be able to get a couple sprints in if I didn't quite hit the 50. And so I think that's kind of like my Hail Mary pass. And if I don't hit it, no big deal, because 16,000 words over the course of this month that has been chaotic is still a huge win, and I'm super happy with that. But I also feel like there is a lot of fun and value in setting a goal that feels like a stretch, but that doesn't have all that external pressure, and then seeing it through and just seeing and playing around with, can I do this? Will it be fun? Let's have some joy, and bringing that joy back into the writing for me after a hard last couple of books that both felt like just like pushing myself to the absolute limits. This would be an opportunity to really say, oh my gosh, this is the last book in my series that I've been writing for 11 years. Let's just go have some fun with it with no pressure. And if I get the 30,000 words or whatever, then I do, and it's awesome, and I've advanced myself forward. And if I don't, it's okay. I still have words. I still started my book, and I'm still going to have fun with it. And there's no failure here. There's no way to fail. It's just, let's try and see if I can hit it. So I think it's reasonable. It's going to be a stretch, so we'll see. Then the next thing I was looking at is, can I still get the rest I need? And what kind of effect is it going to have on my family? Because my family obviously is my number one priority right now, and everybody's feeling the pressure of all the moves and everything else. So I had a long talk with George about it, and I think that the key for me is going to be just doing the writing either in the evenings after the kids have gone to sleep, so that they don't feel the effects of like mommy's working kind of stuff, or in the early mornings when Andrew's getting started on his homeschool and Evie's got some other things that she's doing. She's happier in the mornings to like color and, do those kind of things. So I won't be writing during the middle of the day because we're still going to go to the zoo. We're going to take the kids to the aquarium and do some of those other things. So it'll only be like I've identified those times. And I think that the key for me is going to be, I still have to make sure that I can get 8 hours of sleep a night, 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. So I don't know. I know that it's reasonable. I know I can do it. But I just need to make sure that I do it within that framework of 8 hours of sleep a night and spending the time with the kids that I need. And then I still also am working on my HB90 planner. I know I've been getting a lot of messages about when's the goal planner coming and all of that. I'm hoping to have that out by December 1st, but it might get pushed to December 3rd if I follow this plan. So just hold off. It is coming soon. I know some people have been waiting. It's coming. And like I said, the fourth thing to think about is, can I do it and have fun with it? And I know that I can. So I've got this plan. It's making me feel like I'm so excited. If you're sitting here and you're like, I'm with you, I've only got 15,000 words and I don't know if I can make it, then maybe think through those sort of things for yourself and think, can I reasonably try to hit that 50,000 words? And if it's going to be such a pressure for you that you're going to make yourself sick or affect your joy or your mental health, then don't even worry about it. And maybe set a lesser goal and say, I'm going to try to hit 25,000 instead, and let that be a win for you. And don't let anybody tell you that you're failing if you didn't hit 50,000 words, because like I said, I'm not going to try for the 50 because I think that I have to do it in order to win some, arbitrary NaNoWriMo goal. I want to do it because it is fun for me. I love setting goals. And I talk about this a lot in HB90, that we set goals not because that is like the be all end all of success, that you hit this number of money or that you buy this house or that you do this. The goal's purpose is to point you in the right direction. So I set the goal of, I want to finish this 50,000 words because I want to orient myself towards writing this book, having fun, getting the first act or whatever written. It's the same way that I set my quarterly goals. I say, okay, I'm going to try to hit 10,000 subscribers on Instagram or whatever. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't make me a failure if I don't hit 10,000 subscribers. It just helps me prioritize where my focus is at the time. And that's why I love goals. I love going after goals. I love being able to set them, see them through. And then if I don't actually hit the goal, that's not the point. And I have learned that lesson in my life. It's just where I go wrong is when I have that external pressure that somehow means to me in my mental health that I've failed. And I have to really try to avoid putting myself in those kind of situations where I feel like a failure because I didn't hit a pre-order, or because I didn't make enough money, or because I didn't achieve this one certain thing, or because people said this thing about me or whatever. So I'm learning. It's a constant learning process to try to be my best self and try to take care of my mental health. But right now, as it stands, I think I'm going to go for it. And if you want to go for it with me, let's cheer each other on. This is the final stretch. We're in the final week. So I'm pointing myself in the direction of that 50K, and we're going to see if I can hit it. And if I can't, no pressure, no big deal. But if I can, it's going to feel really good. So let's have some fun with these last few days of NaNoWriMo, and I will see you guys in my next vlog. By the time you guys see the next vlog, it will be Thanksgiving here in the United States. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I love you all, and I will see you in tomorrow's vlog. All right, bye.